All right, I think we're live.
I think we are live.
Hey, we have a podcast.
We have a podcast.
How exciting is this?
Very excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I've been going on about a podcast for nearly 2 months.
Yeah, this has been like the big to-do, hasn't it? So here we are at Makeshift headquarters.
Yes.
We're
In someone's
in
attic.
the loft.
Yes.
Check it out. So it's not actually finished, but we wanted to get a little special Christmas edition out before before the backdrop's finished. So we've got big Uncle Brian. He's coming through. He's doing a new backdrop for us, and it's gonna look nice. That's the odd pieces of wood here, but I mean
Straps. They're called straps. Yeah.
It's, for me, that's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a piece of wood.
Yeah. But we're doing that
call it
to
this.
not put the wood that we want to show, like the flooring. It's actually laminate flooring going on a wall.
Yeah.
To show that we'd obviously the wall is too bumpy to have it on. It won't be even, so we need to put wood down and then laminate will go on the wood, and then everything will be straight and it'll look nice.
Yeah. That's the semantics of how we're putting the wall together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is the holiday season, so we're both done in college. So
We are.
happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Listen to this.
I think we're shooting this 2 days after Hanukkah, so if you celebrate Hanukkah, happy belated.
Happy belated Hanukkah.
What's been going on, man?
A lot has been going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I've been coming down from a cold. Not been fun. I had a cough that prevented us doing a podcast for quite a while. Now I'm able to do a podcast. There's been a lot going on though. Been a lot of planning. I've been inside a lot, more than I usually am. So I've been having the time to write and write a lot more. I'm enjoying it. Write a little short film that I'm hoping to make in the next couple of months.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I've had a
We
lot of
can't
time.
really talk too much about it, but
No.
it is your first sort of screenplay that you're having a crack at writing, and I've been helping him write it a little bit. So I'm excited that you're still working away on it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Anytime I have an idea, I'm like, laptop, I'll run up to my Mac and just start writing.
You got to be committed to like, when we go out and shoot stuff, when it comes to writing, is like you've got to be committed to throwing out most of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just a matter of like writing a bunch down, and then you never know when something that you wrote. I've been writing for a couple of years now, and like you never know when something I wrote 2 years ago, I'm gonna like revisit it and be like, that works for this new thing that I'm putting together.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's like, oh, okay, yeah. So there's no wasted word, but like just writing a bunch has like you have a big library.
Yeah.
So don't hesitate and get it down. If you don't get it right, it's kind of the idea.
Yeah, that's why I always like have an idea, write it down immediately, even if it's on the shittest bit of paper.
But it's not a bit of paper. It's the Canadian souvenir notebook that I brought back.
Oh
for you.
yeah, so as Paul was in Canada recently, and he brought me back a lovely little notebook. And it has been
that's already
used.
been 3 months.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've had that notebook for 3 months.
Yeah.
That is unreal.
Yeah. So I got back from that last day of September or something.
Something like that. Yeah, it was close.
Because then I did Mayflies, and then we did Caldwell right after. Or no, we did Caldwell before.
No, Caldwell was
I'm
before.
all confused.
Caldwell, but it was Buchanan.
Yeah, we did Buchanan shortly after. Well, not really. Didn't we do Buchanan at the start of November?
No.
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 Oh, we
Way
got to
before
do.
that.
We got to get on a band in Scotland.
Yeah.
We got. It's been a while since we did one.
The weather's been terrible. We can't film one
Yeah,
recently.
that's true. But
And then
could've.
obviously the holiday. We could have. Oh, we could have.
I don't know. We just gotta be more on it.
Next year will be the year that we are just unreal with scheduling and making sure we do it. And podcast weekly, by the way, everyone listening. Podcast will be weekly after the new year.
Yeah.
Give or take a few weeks in the first week of January, it'll be very busy. But yeah, podcast weekly. Hopefully you are excited for it.
Well, I
as
don't
much
think
as
there's
we
any
are.
reason we can't have one out a week.
Yeah.
There's really no reason to.
And now we're talking, just chill.
If there's not one out a week, it's because we're being lazy, I guess. Really.
Yeah. And that's bad. If there's not one a week, then you have to shout at us and email us and messages and be
give
like,
us a wee poke.
where the hell's a podcast?
Yeah.
You know? Because it's good for us, because every week we can talk about what's happened this week.
Yeah.
And that's what a podcast is, of course, but for our, view on it, we can talk about what we've done and what we haven't done, and maybe not on camera, but it's a way of saying like, okay, have we done enough and have we not done enough?
I like the idea of this podcast in terms of like keeping us accountable for stuff. I feel like for like working, and I feel like we've kind of fallen into a rhythm and we're doing okay with like making content, but I also think that we're used to it now, and we're used to the studio always being here.
Yeah.
And now we have everything set up. I don't think there's any urgency anymore. So I like the idea of like us coming in and chit chatting about like what we want to do.
Yeah.
Every week, and like, and it's, I hope it's gonna like spurn
Yeah.
a little bit of urgency.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna create some urgency and make us want to work harder. Let's hope that happens.
Yes.
I've got I've got my eyes on a new camera. So if you didn't know before, the camera I shoot on to do the Iron Girders video and everything, the camera I shoot on is actually a Canon T3i that I bought in like 2013 for photography. It is not a video camera by any stretch. So it's just been out. It's just been outdated for. It's been outdated for 5 years. You know what I mean? For video, it was outdated to start with. But now that we're doing more video than we are doing photo, it's just gone. Like so, I've got a new camera coming. I haven't ordered it yet. I'm just waiting for some money to come in, and then once that happens, it'll be ordered, and we'll be shooting hopefully 4K on that one. Yeah, which will be great for podcast studio, which will be great for like the interview stuff, and then we still got yours, which is a really solid video camera, and mine should have internal stabilization. Oh, yeah, lovely stuff. So we should be able to get some really cool stuff with that.
I think we're still going to do the same. I think when we started Makeshift Media, the fireworks.
That was fireworks.
Yeah.
On the 22nd of December.
You know, I've never been one for fireworks at Christmas. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah. Anyway, Jesus wouldn't approve. So,
if Jesus saw fireworks, he'd be like, "What is that?
Holy shit!" Yeah.
First of all, and then be like, "You doing this all for me? Like, I'm just some guy." Like 18-year-old Jesus before all that crazy stuff happened, you know? Yeah.
But yeah, what was I saying?
Yeah.
When we found the time to make videos and we started, I'd say we kind of, it wasn't said, but we kind of made roles anyway. Like,
roles for each other? Yeah.
Because definitely when we're filming abandoned videos, for sure, maybe not like other projects that we've been thinking of and coming. But for abandoned videos, it's like you're the wide shot panning guy, the kind of the awe aspect of the castles or wherever we are. Yeah. And I'm the kind of, you know, detail moving close up gimbal guy.
The gimbal guy.
I got a gimbal as well.
Yeah.
Part of our equipment, really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
And that was one of the first makeshift purchases, wasn't it?
And it was expensive.
It's a very good purchase, though. Well, if you think that's expensive, wait till you see the bill for my camera.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. So we kind of do that. We when we're doing abandoned, you are the movement guy, because my camera on the move, it is really shaky, and it doesn't have any stabilization quality to it. So yeah, it's rough. So what I do is I set it up on my tripod and I get some pretty steady pans and like tilting that way, or I just set up a static shot. Yeah, and it's not terrible by any means, but it's just that kind of, it's just time to upgrade it. And I'm also thinking for like side hustles, side gigs, if I have a nice camera, people might actually pay me to use it. Yeah, so like,
that's the plan for this as well.
Shooting
gigs,
Makeshift, you know? Or shooting, you know, I've got some mates that do comedy, so like if I go and shoot some comedy and want to sell them the footage back, maybe that would be a good way. I don't know yet, but it's, or wedding videography or anything, you know. Yeah, so it's a good way to get your name out. That's kind of the plan for
Makeshift as well, isn't it? Like, to show our ability through little videos.
Through what we do,
you know.
Yeah. I've used the Iron Girders video because it's like, it is what I'm most proud of so far. I've used it to apply for stuff, apply for gigs. Yeah. And just being like, well, I work with pretty outdated kit, but I do this for fun, and this is what I make. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the more we, get along, then yeah, for sure.
Be sure to expect a lot more this year. A lot more. There'll be a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously we'll keep filming the Abandoned series. There's never going to be an end to it unless we've went through every abandoned place in probably UK.
We'll have to make abandoned places. We'll
Yeah,
have to force people out of their castles or whatever.
I saw someone, one of my friends sent me it, which is a place in Greenock where it's like a ghost town, there's a whole part of a town that's just.
Oh, I know exactly where that is.
Yeah. That would be cool.
It's right at Inverclyde or Greenock.
Yeah.
Because I've worked in Greenock a couple times. As you're driving in, you can see it's like a stretch of flats. It's just like gone, and there are people that still live there,
yeah.
but not however many they're supposed to be living.
Which would be really cool if
yeah.
Be eerie.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
But yeah, on from that, but like, be sure to expect so much more diversity in content. Like, we've got a lot of ideas.
Yeah, lots coming.
A lot of skits.
Yeah.
A lot of, scripted things, funny things, a lot of them. And the more we make, the more easier it will get, the better we'll get, and the more we can, produce and publish.
Definitely.
Must be a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot coming down, and it's like, I guess our release, like our posts haven't been very frequent, but we have been busy.
Yes.
So there's a lot going on.
There's a lot of planning in the background.
And like with the holidays now, it's like, I actually have a lot of free time right now. Yeah, so what I've been doing is like writing a lot.
Same with me.
And that comes full circle and becomes useful. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot cool stuff in the new year. And it'll be the second calendar year of Makeshift.
Yeah.
Makeshift times 2. Yeah.
And it will be nearly a year since we met each other, Paul.
Also true.
Which is horrifying.
Our college kicked off on the 6th of January.
And I remember that call very well. 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Don't know why they made it so
Were
early.
you living in this house at the time?
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
Oh yeah, because I remember your streaming backdrop.
Yeah.
I was in the Highlands.
Yeah, you were on the Highlands.
In that tiny room.
That tiny little room, yeah. For some reason, I don't know if it was the same camera, but it made the camera look even worse as well. It's just how small it was.
What camera?
I don't know. Like maybe a webcam?
It was
a laptop.
It would have been the webcam on my Chromebook.
Wow.
So
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Gives you an idea of what it should be like.
That's crazy though. Nearly a year.
Yeah, but it's been a good year.
It's flown by so quickly.
So right after our little break here, we'll talk about how Makeshift started. Sound good?
Yes.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Hey, welcome to The Cutaway. We want to take a quick moment to talk to you guys about crewbible.com. Crewbible.com is a brand new resource for people just like Clark and myself who are looking to crack into the TV and film industry. Go through courses to become better qualified to work on set, and not just get that first gig, but get continuous work in the industry. And our favorite part? Crewbible.com is absolutely free and even optional to sign up. When you do sign up, you get access to networking as well as storage space, and even discount codes if you're also using getcrew.eu. You will, of course, end up loving this lovely website so much that you might want to spend some money there, which you absolutely can. There is a merch store, and if you use the discount code Makeshift Media, you can save 10% on any cozy sweater or hat that you would like. Overall, we're super thrilled to have Crew Bible as our first endorsement, and we're very excited to see it blow up.
Welcome back.
Hey.
I had a vision there. Not a vision. I thought. I don't drink a lot when I'm doing stuff. I only drink, I notice at meals, I hardly ever drink. Like any amounts of liquid.
Meals?
Yeah.
I thought you said males.
Meals.
You don't drink males?
I don't drink meals.
Okay, meals. So you don't drink enough water?
Just
about water?
Any liquid.
Water's the important one.
Yeah, but whenever I wake up or I go to sleep, I drink so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go through 2 pints during the night.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's I think what happens when you go to bed is your body's trying to relax, but then your brain's telling you you can't go to sleep. We're not done yet.
Yeah.
You didn't eat. You didn't drink water. You didn't do enough to That's why when you were falling asleep, and you haven't had a very good week or whatever, and you get you restless thoughts.
Yeah.
Or you've got a drink, or you're, up for a midnight snack or whatever it is, it always happens at night. Like that's
a
when
good point. Yeah.
if you're an anxious person, like sometimes I'm anxious, but not really anymore. But like if I get anxious, it's at night
Yeah.
because it's like
That's a good point.
it's
yeah.
like your brain is like finally trying to settle down, but you're like telling yourself like you didn't do enough.
Yeah.
You still got more stuff to do.
Mhm.
Why are you?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why I get thirsty at night. I think.
Yeah.
It's like you can't just fall asleep, man. We're thirsty.
Yeah. For real, I'll just wake up like pint of water, just down it.
Yeah.
Next one,
Yeah.
half a glass, and then just go and do what I want.
Right. It's hard. That's the weird thing about winter in Scotland is like having a normal sleep schedule.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
What is a sleep schedule?
Because it gets dark at 4
Yeah.
and then it's dark until 11 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So you could go to bed at 4 in the afternoon and have a full night's sleep before midnight.
Yep.
It's just so weird.
strange,
It's
yeah.
so weird. That yeah. Like
very
when we met in January and I was still living up in the Highlands, that's what I was struggling with at the time, and that's why I done that like running challenge. Do you remember when I did that?
I do remember.
Because
Yeah.
I was just like having this sporadic. Oh, I also was training for a marathon at the time.
That's true.
It's-
Oh yeah, Paul done a
there was
marathon.
also that.
Everyone.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Sure.
How was the marathon? How long ago was the marathon?
It was in February.
February, so
Of-
nearly a year ago.
Yeah, and the first time that I went down to Newcastle ever. So I went down the night before. I went to a comedy show at the Stand in Newcastle, and then I drove back north. So the race was actually the start point was at Bamborough,
Mm-hmm.
which is like I don't know, maybe half hour south from the Scottish border
Yeah.
on the east coast. And honestly, phenomenal, like scenic
Yeah.
race, but a lot of sand, and it was very difficult. But I was like 4:02 or something like that. So
Yeah. I don't know anything about running, but I know
for my
you're good,
first
yeah.
one, considering and the fact that it was on sand, I'm very happy with it.
Yep. That
But
sounds good.
what were we gonna talk? We were gonna say like Makeshift started. We'd known each other for what 6 months,
6 months,
7
yeah.
months by the time we started having
Mm-hmm.
ideas like this.
Yeah.
Basically, what we were in a class last year and we got along, sure, but like
We weren't.
we were
like-
just the most kind of active people, I would
Yeah.
say, just like doing a lot.
Yeah.
And then when I thought of just going out and doing that card draws video
Mm-hmm.
just for my own, because I worked on this film and we shot one day out there
Yeah. Yeah.
in the summer. And I was like, I'm gonna come back here and make a little short doc out of this,
Yeah.
just for my own, for fun.
Yeah.
And then I told you about it, and I was like, Clark, I'm gonna go for a drive today. You want to come?
Yeah. And then you didn't explain. You just said in the morning, "I'll bring your camera, bring your tripod,"
Yeah,
and I was like, "Okay,
yeah,
that sounds fun." And then in the car, you were like, "So this documentary."
yeah.
Cool, I'm up for it. And I didn't, because you knew I wouldn't say like, "Oh no," like I would have been like, "Hell yeah," and I was.
Yeah, I knew you would have said yes, but it was just like, there's no time to explain. Get in the van.
Yeah.
But that was before we had gone to Oban with Ailey, right?
Really, yeah.
So then we got the idea like, well, we should just do this more.
Yeah.
Do it all the time.
And then we did,
Yeah.
and then what? Maybe 2 days after, a day after, Cardross.
Yeah.
We made the channel. We made our logo.
Yeah,
we made
yeah,
our
yeah.
name,
That was
and
a
it
fun
just
time.
started.
Yeah.
That was a great day.
Yeah.
We even recorded audio. We done a lot that day,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a lot.
That was when I think we were like the most like amped up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We were just like,
I
let's
remember
grind this out.
you driving me home, and the trailer got to 4 views in like 25 minutes, and we were like
Oh,
head banging in the
yeah.
car. We were all happy, and
Yeah.
now it's like what is
The
that?
channel trailer.
Yeah.
Well, 4 views, that's nothing.
Yeah.
The measures of success have gotten
Yeah.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah, and let's talk about this. This is what I want to talk
Sure.
about.
Okay.
The shorts on YouTube, how they can be so good and so bad at the same time.
Like the shorts that we put out.
Yes. Yeah. Like the
yeah, I don't
algorithm doesn't
know.
make any sense.
Well, there was one that we did
Yeah.
of Angel Hayes
Yeah.
that was very popular,
Yeah. Wrestler.
and I suspect it's because she was cute,
I think it was as well.
and it caught someone's attention
Yeah, yeah.
somewhere, and then it got a like, and
Yeah.
it hit the mainstream.
Yeah. You know, funnily
Um,
enough, that's the only one that got over 700 views in every platform we put it on.
700.
Yeah, in each one.
Oh yeah, like it had a
'Cause
minimum. It had a floor.
Yeah, it got 1700 on YouTube. It got 900 in TikTok,
Yeah.
and it got like 900 on.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. When we add up what like our exposure across all the platforms,
Mhm.
it's a lot of
We've got a
exposure.
lot of views. Yeah.
Which is why it's just like so important now that we just make more things.
Literally, I had a really good chat with my brother actually,
Yeah.
Callum. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this,
Mm.
I had a really good chat with him today, and we were just talking about how easy and exciting this is, and how easy it is to just put yourself out there and be exposed, because you know TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, they're all incredible ways of getting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, I can't remember what it was called, but he was talking about like something to do with the views on TikTok, and be like, it doesn't matter how many followers you got, how many times you've used your TikTok. If TikTok randomly says, you know what, this, I'm going to put this in the For You today, and it explodes, you know it can happen to you. And so say you get a 600k video and it goes up 600k views, and you get 3,000 subscribers for it. It's a lot, right?
Yeah, it's massive.
On TikTok, right? Then you've got 3,000 people that follow you that are going to see your videos.
Yeah.
If it's happened once, it'll most likely at one point happen again. Not
Right.
maybe not as much, but it will happen.
Yeah.
So that keeps happening, and if it does keep happening, slowly and surely you'll keep going up. And I noticed it's not happened to us on TikTok yet. It happened to us on Instagram though, and we got a fair few followers from it. Like,
Yeah.
I think most of our followers are from that one video. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of our
Yeah.
followers came roughly
I
after
would,
that.
I suspect so.
Mm.
And now I think we're catching on to little things that make these shorts more popular.
Yeah.
Like little, like people like the captions, people like
Mhm.
the trendy music. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just about putting
Yeah.
out what you do. It's
Yeah.
kind of about like appeasing the platform
Yes.
in this weird way.
Mm.
Which is fine. Like, okay, sure, we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do what you want
Which is why we're just
because they're
gonna
giving
make
us the
content out
platform
of
to make
everything.
it. Right. Yeah.
Like, we can make hundreds and hundreds of videos. If we plan it right and the things that we have ideas for, we can make hundreds of videos in the first 6 months of the year.
Why not?
And that's lowball. Like, I think we can do a lot more than that,
Yeah.
honestly. There's so many ideas.
Yeah.
Like, we've got content we've not told you guys about yet that we've been planning to do, and we
Mhm.
will release it pretty soon. It's exciting. Loads more abandoned videos.
Yeah.
Couple new series, going to be a lot of shots out of that. And the podcast as well. I'm sure weekly we'll get maybe 2 or 3, little clips we can put up anywhere of us maybe having a laugh, talking like this.
Yeah.
We can put this up. This
Yeah.
might be on TikTok right now.
Could be.
Yeah.
Well, I think it actually should be.
Yeah.
I think it's and remember when you like did your streaming like way back, and like
Yes.
you would say like you would just post like a quick TikTok and say like I'm streaming now, and how many people like came to you and found you like that.
Mhm, yeah.
Well, like now we're actually doing something where we're like presenting ourselves, and we're saying like, hey, like this is like this is us, authentic, and it's
Mhm.
actually an interesting dynamic people might be interested in. Like, I'm 26, gonna be 27 next month. Clark's
Mhm.
just turned 18.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm from Canada, Clark's from Scotland. Like, in a lot of ways, we shouldn't be friends.
Yeah.
But we are.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, let's see what kind of circumstances a friendship like this creates.
Mm-hmm.
So having that like in the public eye to an extent, like it makes us, I think, and not to sound like egotistical, but I think it's an interesting angle rather than just like two Scottish guys or two Canadian guys who like just go around like
Mm-hmm.
all this TikTok content of like people like doing quick like interviews, like oh, what's your favorite car? Or, like, what do you do for a living? Those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess they do get views, so give them their credit. But like, this is something that's unique to us.
Yes,
What we do,
for sure.
because we are us.
100%. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is why we did it. Which is exactly why we did it.
Yeah.
We're both, I wouldn't say, I think we're both interesting guys. I think we both have a lot to talk about.
I'm interested in you.
Hmm.
I am. I think you're like actually quite exceptional by definition, because not everyone in Scotland, not a lot of the Scottish youth that I've witnessed have a lot of work ethic or drive right now, and you work hard. And like without oversharing, like the fact that you are kind of independent at the age of 18, like living by yourself, I think it's quite admirable. I think it's a very different way to grow up.
Yeah.
Because I actually grew up with like two houses, kind of.
Yeah.
And like split house. So like it's just different.
Yeah.
It's, like that's what I mean. Like by exceptionals, like you just have a different life,
Yeah.
and so it's, if nothing else, it's going to make you a little bit different in all all the right ways. I think just like you're gonna grow up into a different kind of person
Yeah.
than the type of Scottish person who, you know, gets a hospitality job, still has a normal house situation, you know, just that kind of thing. Like I think
Yeah,
it's
for
just
sure.
different circumstances create different kinds of people.
Yeah.
So I think you're doing just fine, man.
Thank you. I admire the fact that you have done so much that I wouldn't say most people have done in their lives. Like, how many countries have you been to?
I don't know, over 15, I'd say.
I think it's more than that, honestly.
Canada, United States, Cuba, New Zealand, England, Scotland, Northern Ireland. I'm not actually counting. Hold on. Canada, US, Canada, USA, Cuba. Help me out.
Oh, wow.
New Zealand, England, Scotland,
Yeah.
Northern Ireland,
Mm-hmm.
Portugal, Spain, France. That's 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. New Zealand, Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland, Italy, Slovenia, Croatia, Greece.
Wow.
I think so. I think 17.
Okay.
And some of those are UK countries, so
Yeah.
that's like technicalities.
You know, as
17.
not even numbers wise, I just think the amount of cultures you've
Might
been
have
to
missed
and
one.
things you've experienced is really admirable.
Oh yeah.
It's really cool. I'd love to do it. I'm planning to do it. I will do it.
I appreciate it because you go to more places and you kind of realize that, like, you do realize, yeah, of course, culture's very different, but also humans are all the same. Like we're
Yeah.
all just living. We're all just like our primary goal is like survival,
Yeah.
happiness, hang out with people we love, put food on the table. Like it's the same everywhere. Like there's little intricacies, like little small things. Like Italians, they go out late at night. Canadians, they don't really have as late night life. They, you know, the food's different. Italians go to the beach more. Canadians go to the pub more. Like, there's, like, I just weird little things, but like in broad strokes, everyone's kind of just the same.
Yeah.
Like anywhere you go.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it kind of makes me appreciate just humanity more.
Yeah.
And I just wish that we would. Okay, this is very like deep now, but like I just wish that people wouldn't only squabble about differences,
Yeah.
because I think we're all just kind of one unit. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of how I see it.
Exactly.
Um,
That's the way it should be seen.
yeah, you know, it's more
Yeah,
fun.
which is why I love cultures and traveling.
Yeah, it's more fun that way.
Yeah. Like there's certain countries that would be cool to go to.
You've done a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
You've been to
I-
Italy
yeah,
by
but
yourself.
I would like to experience certain countries more than others, like Vietnam.
Mm,
I really want to go to Vietnam.
yeah,
I think Vietnam is one of the most beautiful places on the planet. And I just think the culture is amazing. Yeah, I will go there, and yeah, I will be looked at by everyone,
yeah. They're gonna think you look very different.
but I know that it won't be in a racist way.
Apparently, the food's really good too.
The food is amazing.
I'm a big pho guy.
I've never tried pho.
What?
No.
I don't
recently
actually
found
know
out what
any
it
other
is.
Vietnamese food. I only know pho.
Yeah, they eat a lot of stuff. They eat
Yeah.
a lot of different
Probably
stuff
a lot
to
of
what
seafood.
we. Yeah, but I'm not a big seafood fan.
Right.
I actually only have tuna, and I'm a weird person because I don't like seafood whatsoever. I really don't like seafood,
Mhm.
but I'll eat tuna out of the can on its own.
Yeah, that's
you know.
gross.
You think so?
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, but I mean,
Spread
I
that on a toast or
oh
something.
no, of course I will. But
When
I
you say
could,
straight out the can,
I
I
could-
picture you like slurping on the water
yeah,
from
no,
the
so
can.
I'll be like, I'll put most of the water out. I'll keep some of it in. because it's good for you. It's good for you, but I don't think it tastes too bad, honestly. But I'm not saying I will eat it out of the can. I'll have it with rice. I'll have it with pasta. I'll have it with anything. Toast and tuna is great.
What's your favorite Tesco meal deal sandwich?
Oh, okay. See, that's a good one.
I'll tell you mine.
Staying on, I like tuna. I like a tuna crunch, which is nice. Got some peppers, red onions in it, sweet corn, very nice. You have that. You look eager. You look eager to tell me.
I'm excited
sandwich.
about this.
Yeah.
There's an amazing invention. British food generally kind of sucks. British food isn't nice in the global scale. Like it's actually awful. But you guys figured out that egg salad is better if you put bacon on it. It's so good. Yeah. So that's my favorite is Tesco's egg salad with bacon.
Yeah.
I don't know why we don't think of that because like growing up in Canada, we'd be making like egg salad sandwiches all the time, or like going to like a salmon shop or whatever. Like that's like a go-to sandwich. Bacon. And it's like it's eggs and bacon on a sandwich. Why would anyone not do that? It's just world-changing. Actually,
eggs and bacon are pretty fantastic.
And so I mean, if you made one at home, it'd be even better. But when it's Tesco's, it's Tesco.
And Tesco's there's a lot of meal deals you can get, a lot from different places, but Tesco's got to be the go. Got to be there. It's got to be up there.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. So anyone listening to this, wherever you're watching it, put in the comments. Unless you're on Spotify and you can't comment, you can tell your mum or anyone in your family you're close to what your favourite meal deal is from Tesco.
Go and tell your mum. Why don't you tell us?
Yeah. Well, if you're listening to this on iTunes or Spotify, then tell us.
Okay.
Tell us. We will be listening.
We want to hear from you on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, go to your mom and just randomly tell her, "Hey, Mom, I love egg salad sandwiches."
She'll appreciate it. She will appreciate it. With Kermit there.
Excuse me. That was funny.
But yeah, I lost my train of thought. Then what were we talking about?
I think we were talking about traveling.
Yeah.
And then food, and then that you like don't like seafood.
Yes.
Wow, I really did a good job with keeping track of
that.
That's good,
yeah.
Yeah, so we were in Vietnam before.
Yeah. Were we?
Where were we? Well, we were in. Also, Anthony Bourdain's favorite country, he said, in one of his works, that he said it was one of his favorite countries to visit. Do you know who that is?
No. I was about to say, I know you hear and say, I don't know who that is.
Okay, so he did Parts Unknown. He was a chef in New York City, I believe. Got very successful, done some TV shows. Very eccentric dude. So he did Parts Unknown, which is where he goes to like different areas in the world, tries all their food.
Yeah.
And it's a TV show, and he's really interesting.
Yeah.
Sadly, a few years back, he passed away. He committed suicide. He was struggling with drinking and mental health problems the whole time he was doing all this.
Yeah.
So it's really heartbreaking, but he really is like a food lover.
Yeah.
And he said that his favorite place was Vietnam.
Yeah. I do want to go there.
Yeah.
I know it can be dangerous. I
don't know.
It is known as quite maybe not. I think it's more dangerous for women.
Yeah.
But as a white young male, I think it's still quite dangerous.
I think that it's just like when you go anywhere, keep your wits about you.
Yes.
Like you'll stand out. But you can make anywhere safe. Yeah. Like unless you're
in Cambodia.
Is Cambodia not safe?
Cambodia is the most. I'm pretty
is that where there's like riots last year?
Yeah. Cambodia is ironically right next to Vietnam.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the places
you're having a hard time right now.
But yeah, just on it, Asian cultures just make me happy.
It makes you happy.
Yeah,
Asian culture.
Yeah. Everyone just loves each other, and they just like on the street they're very united, and even though they might not like talk to each other all the time, they're all kind of like just there.
Yeah.
With each other all the time, and they all know each other's situation. They're all in the same culture. They're all And I just think it's
like a uniform.
But here it's like you walk past someone and they'll growl at you because they just don't want to look at you. They're like, just because they have nothing to do with you. And you'll think, wow, okay, what a shit place.
I think like, imagine like living somewhere that's so big, like in New York City, that like you're just invisible to people.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd ever want that. I really like big cities, but I don't know if I'd ever want to like
Yeah.
live amidst in them.
Mhm.
It's just a lot.
Yeah.
Like Glasgow to me, it's like the really perfect size, or maybe Toronto, but like Toronto's just endless.
Yeah.
Toronto's where I grew up,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, downtown's great and nice, and if you can get a subway somewhere, like a metro train, if you can get one, anything within the metro line is really great.
Yeah.
Then there's just like this ring of endless suburbia, and it just goes and goes and goes, and it's like, just what is all this? There's
to
like,
me, that's what London looks like.
but
I've never
London
I've
at
never
least
actually
has
been to London.
pockets. Have you not?
No. But to me, it just feels like everyone's doing their thing. Everyone's busy. Everyone's ignoring each other. They're just trying to get home. That's what it looks like. It looks like everyone is on their way home, even when it's
It's a lot of life in London, man.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not really doing it justice. Like London is probably geographically about the same size as Toronto, but Toronto's just like downtown's great and then endless crap.
Yeah.
London is like endless cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
there's
I'm
a
not
lot
saying
of
it's-
different
yeah.
pockets of like really cool stuff.
Yeah.
I've only really spent as an adult 2 days there. But like when I was there, I went to like Shoreditch, I went to Camden Town, I went to Soho, I went to South Bank. Like
Yeah.
we got a lot done in those 2 days, and you just find these pockets that are like unreal. It's
Yeah.
it's a really cool place.
I don't think I've been to London. I might have when I was younger, but I don't think I have. But I'm not saying it's not a cool place. I've seen a lot of places there that looked like I would go to London. I definitely would go to London,
It's
and
not,
I will.
it's actually quite easy to do.
Yeah.
Do what I did and hop on the night bus.
Night bus.
Wake up in London.
Yep.
And then hop on a night bus and come back. You
Yeah.
could spend like 2 or 3 days up there.
Yeah.
Down there.
That's what you done a couple months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's way back in August now.
Was it?
It was so nice. It was so hot.
Yeah.
Well, we'll come right back.
Yeah, we will.
Cool.
Hello. We just want to say a quick thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. We love putting together the Iron Girders video, and we want to cover more hidden gems like this in Glasgow. So if you have any clubs, venues, or exciting hangouts that would make a good short doc, let us know in the comments below.
How did we find all the stuff that we've shot? Because some of it's just been like really happenstance.
It's a good question, actually. I think we just came across it, like as simple as it sounds. Like we thought of the idea.
Yeah.
Well, first we filmed Cardross,
Mm-hmm.
and we thought this is an abandoned place. We're gonna make a little documentary.
And Cardross was somewhere I worked over summer.
Yeah.
The seminary.
Which
Which January 28th in theaters in India, you can go see Tehran. I worked on it.
So that's where you filmed.
Yeah, that's what I worked on, and we did a lot of shooting in Glasgow, and I'm in it for about one scene, maybe 2 scenes actually. I'm in it, but you'll see my face. In
and
the
you
film.
worked on it quite a lot.
And I worked on it a lot. Yeah. So I worked six weeks on that film. That was
But
fun.
yeah, so if you're in India, January 28th, go give it a little watch.
Give it a little sneak
Look out for
peek.
Big Paul.
Yeah, my cinematic debut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Mm.
So we found that one that way,
Yeah.
and then wasn't there was it Ailey that knew about Caldwell House?
It was me.
Was it you?
I think
Yeah.
I was the one that said it. I was like,
Yeah.
there's a scary house that I've seen before.
Yeah.
Why not check it out, you know?
Check out the spooky house.
Um,
And that one turned out to have some really cool history.
that was one of my favourites, actually. That's
Yeah.
actually probably maybe not the best looking, but I think just aspects of it, like, that's the best place I've been to.
When you dig deep, and you see like it was an asylum. There's been like
Thank you.
mysterious deaths there.
Yeah.
The whole like roof destruction
Yeah.
thing.
And then the kidnapping as
the
well. for the
kidnapping,
drug
drug
dealing.
deal thing.
Yeah.
It was like, what?
And
Is this
and
all
to top it all off,
factual? And it was.
it's pretty spooky as well.
Yeah, it was the
It's
scariest
pretty
place.
spooky.
Yeah.
Well, all I'm going to say is we might be going back there soon.
we might be going back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
In fact,
we got to leave it at
the
that.
plan is going back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah,
when we were there the first time,
that basement, the
that
one
basement.
corridor
Yeah.
that led into loads of rooms.
Yeah,
That was very weird.
it had a lot of echo and a lot of thumps.
Yes.
And there was no reason to
No,
thump it.
There was rock thumps that we heard, and then there was thumps that we didn't know what they were.
Yeah. And so around the house when we were there, like sure there were a bunch of pheasants because I think like it was like kind of like these like game hunters that wanted to shoot a bunch of pheasants, so they had like they had a lot of food out for these pheasants, and they were always like scaring us because they would like pop out of bushes and like flutter away.
Yeah.
That was quite funny every time you got scared by a pheasant or myself. And then but in the house there were never any pheasants, and there was definitely no pheasants in the basement.
No.
We would have heard like the flap flap flap, the buffeting of the wings. We didn't hear any of that. No, it was just like a solid like boom.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you go watch the BTS Caldwell video, the second one, or the first episode, sorry,
you catch our reaction.
You catch a reaction,
and it was a weird moment. It was not
because it doesn't do it justice. Because there's a scene. There's a bit in it where you're filming a fireplace. I'm filming you filming the fireplace. Yeah, the BTS thing, and there's a big.
Just big thwack.
Thwack, yes, good word. You see Paul's face. We both, because it was loud. Yeah. And it sounded loud in the video, but it was loud, like as if it had force.
Because I always, I know we have a rule like when we're at these places not to like mess with each other. Yeah. But I always think that you're still kind of gonna be messing with me just a little bit, because it would be fun. But I don't want you to.
No, yeah.
Don't take this as an invitation to.
Yeah.
But like, it would be funny. So I thought maybe you were messing with me.
Yeah.
And then I turn around and you were also like, with your camera like recording me. And you're like, I don't know what the hell that was. It was kind of spooky.
Yeah. Because you immediately stopped filming and walked to the corridor to be like,
yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Like, okay, let's
what
check
just
this out.
happened?
Because it's weird, like when you hear like, there's a difference because like when your instincts are triggered. Yeah. Like they were there. I was like, I need to know where that came from. Yeah. Because it sounded like an actual thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like a drip of water that you subconsciously hear.
Or a rock falling.
Yeah.
Like it was like something that it was hit against.
Those don't trigger you to be like, okay, where was that? What's going on? You know what I mean? Like if you heard a fire alarm like in your neighborhood, you would like look out the window to kind of assess, hey, where's that coming from? Yeah. It was kind of like that. I was like, what's
It wasn't out of nosiness. It was out of, I don't like that.
Concern. Genuine concern.
We were that concerned by it that we then turned around and went to the whole complete other side.
Yeah, we went upstairs for a little while after that. We were just like, okay, let's get some fresh air.
Yeah, and we walked past that. We walked past that second hallway. There was one hallway to the right of the building, which is where we heard most of the things. But that third was like in the left side of the building. Yeah. Where we were, and we kind of went upstairs in that bit. And when we came back down, we rushed past that hallway as quick as we could and into the other spooky hallway.
Not into the spooky hallway.
No.
The top of the building was cool though. The top of the elevator shaft.
Overall, the building was really cool.
Nice view.
A lot overgrown. Speaking of overgrown, Buchanan. Yeah. That was a fun experience. Mm-hmm. The first one back after maybe a month.
Yeah, and that was cool. That one when we just like researched like interesting abandoned castles in Scotland and found that one like that.
Yeah, and that one was the most visually.
Oh, beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was crazy.
So cool and bigger than it looked. Yeah. Like online, it didn't look that big, but it was sizable.
Yeah.
And the whole.
I think we were more excited as well because you'd just come back from Canada.
Yeah.
I had been, not doing much, and we were both just excited to get back. The drive there was fun. We're catching up. We were just having a great time. When we got there, we realised how cool it was. So I think for the next day when we filmed it, we were more excited and we're like, okay, we're going to make more content out of this and more good shots because we knew it was more like, oh, this is really cool. Yeah, we can make a good video out of this, and it kind of motivated to make a better video than we normally would.
It was
because we were like, there's no point wasting this. We have to make it.
It was good, and that whole backstory with
Rudolf Hess.
Hess,
crazy.
It is crazy. It's weird that like you can live so close to that kind of history.
For anyone that doesn't know, Rudolf Hess was a second-hand man to Adolf Hitler in the Second World War, and he flew a plane to England. It was actually going to England, and he crash landed in Scotland, and he parachuted out his plane and hurt his leg quite badly. Yeah, and he landed quite near Caldwell House actually.
That's right. He landed south of Glasgow. They captured him and then treated his wounds at Buchanan.
They drove him back up to Buchanan. which is near, well, in fact, extremely close to Loch Lomond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that like when you skydive, it's actually really common for like ankle breaks or twisting
yeah.
ankles because people like put their legs out to like try to break their fall.
Kind of like
and
when
it
you
never
fall.
goes well.
Like if you happens a lot in snowboarding or skiing, when you fall and put your hands out, it usually goes backwards and your elbow pops out the other way.
Yeah.
Not fun. I don't
That's my favorite.
It's make me weird now.
It's like when you like pull a chicken wing apart and there's like one of the bones suddenly poking
Just
out.
fly out. Yeah.
Ugh. So yeah.
Are you good at boning chickens?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
What do you mean, like with a knife or with my hand?
Probably a hand. Yeah.
So like taking the bones out of chicken
Yeah.
wings. I learned a new trick from a TikTok that like really nails it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously when you get the drumstick, you can just like kind of put the whole thing in and like strip it.
Yeah.
But with like the flats, if you pull on two opposite sides, so let's say the left side of the bottom bone and the right side of the top bone, and you twist the wing in like kind of a slight gyrating thing, you can just pull the bones right out.
Yeah.
So you can pull the first bone out, and then you're holding onto the second bone, and then you can just yank the whole thing off.
Yeah.
If you ever see me eating chicken wings, I'm a machine now.
Yeah, I have seen you eating chicken wings. We've ordered KFC quite often.
Yeah, but that's not wings.
And it's not wings.
I do about a
But
piece.
I do remember you have chicken wings once where we came back from Caldwell.
Yeah.
Was it Caldwell?
No, when we came back from Caldwell, we shot iron girders that night.
No, but it was a scouting mission.
Right. Right.
And we came back and when I first introduced you to darts.
Yep.
We have a little dart tournament, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm winning 4-2. We haven't played in a while. We might do after this.
Maybe,
who knows?
Maybe we should, yeah.
Yeah. But we came back from that. You got a KFC, we treated ourselves, and you had a Zoom call. And that's the last time. I don't know why we were talking about you eating chicken wings.
Was I talking with my mom on there?
You were, yeah.
Why was that? What? I don't get wings from KFC.
You got wings. You got a special bucket thing. I remember you because you didn't know what to do and you were like, ugh.
Oh, right.
And then you ordered some wings.
Yeah.
And a bunch of different others. So you got wings, you got legs,
Yeah. Here's my thing. Any fried chicken restaurant, if you don't actually order fried chicken, you should just not go.
Yeah.
I like Popeyes. I like Mary Brown's. It's another place in Canada. I like KFC. Any fried chicken. I love fried chicken. It's like my secret.
Have you tried Jollibee's?
No.
There's a Jollibee's in Glasgow, apparently.
I haven't tried
apparently it. Serves like pizza and spaghetti, and it's meant to be like a fried chicken joint.
Yeah, it's not really
And I could be wrong.
But, so, what am I getting at? I love fried chicken. It's like my weakness.
Yes.
But, like, all these people are going to KFC and ordering, like, a grilled chicken wrap or a breaded chicken sandwich. And I'm like, that's not the thing. The thing was you go to KFC. I sound like back in my day. But like back in like the 2000s or the 90s or whenever KFC started, you just get a bucket and you eat it with a bunch of people.
Yes.
That's what KFC is.
Yes.
Is how much chicken do you want? Here's your chicken.
I get a wrap from KFC.
Now we're doing all this fries and potato salad and
Yeah. I get a wrap usually from KFC.
Yeah.
And then I get some fried chicken strips and chips. Some fries.
See, that's wrong.
I get fried chicken though, and there's fried chicken in the wrap.
But it's not. You're not enjoying fried chicken. Is what I'm trying to tell you. Is you're not.
Yeah.
I'm a purist when it comes to my fried chicken.
I am succumbing to chicken on a bone. I never used to like it, but I'm starting to like it. Yeah. Starting to like it.
Okay.
I like the fact that you can just skip right in it.
Yeah. I'm an animal.
Yeah.
If I I live by myself. No one's watching me eat. So if I have, let's say it's been a long day, I go to KFC. I just like want to just chow down on a 4-piece.
Yeah.
Don't need to worry about making a mess. I'm just like in it. I'm just, just like freaking animal. And then I wake up the next day. I'm like, oh, that was a mistake.
And then you do it the next day.
Yeah, and then I go back the next day. No.
Yeah, I am more of a KFC man than I'm a McDonald's man. I think McDonald's have fell off quite a lot.
I appreciate that about you. I do appreciate that about you.
I think also it's weak. Like McDonald's fries as well, so bad.
Yeah.
The only time I remember was coming home from college and I met my mum in McDonald's, and for some reason like the fries were just amazing. We both got fries and it was like,
let's say the KFC had McDonald's fries,
Okay.
and if you ordered a 4-piece KFC meal, they gave you McDonald's fries. There would be no need for any other fast food restaurant in my world. In
You
the
think
world
so?
of, in
You
the world
think
of Paul,
McDonald's fries are better than KFC fries?
absolutely.
Nah, see, I like KFC
Absolutely.
fries. I like the chunkiness of KFC fries.
They're never right texture. They're never consistent. That's like one thing that McDonald's does well. It's the one thing that like Starbucks does well. All these chains, like the best of the best, you order it wherever you are in the world, and it tastes the exact same. That's what McDonald's does well. I know I'm not proud of it. When I was in Croatia, I was in between trains,
Uh-huh.
and I stopped at a McDonald's,
Mm.
and I had a quarter pounder meal, whatever it was.
Mhm.
Tastes the exact same as,
Yeah.
like that's strong, like unity and like the brand. It's like
Mhm.
it's consistent.
Yeah, when I was in Italy, I don't remember having a fast food chain. I remember
Good
going
for
to
you.
official, official. I
Like a
remember
local
going to
place.
nice restaurants, nice
Yeah.
open places, having pizzas, like proper Italian pizzas, proper Italian food, and it was
Yeah.
amazing.
How did you communicate with people when you were there?
So it was actually a lot of them spoke English.
Where were you?
I went to Florence, and then I
Oh, okay.
stayed most of the time in Prato. So I stayed in Prato,
Hmm.
and then every day I just went to either Florence or I went to, I know it's Prato or Prato, whatever one it was. But I went between that there and
Another town.
another town. It's annoying me that I don't know it, but
Florence.
Prato's lovely. I think Prato's more.
You got a lot of good pictures from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florence was busy. Florence is like the tourist.
Yeah.
To me, but then the reason I think we went to Prato, I went to Prato was because I think it was just out of the way. It was just more of Italy. I think,
Mm.
like to me, Prato was more of Italy than Florence was.
Yeah, just like a little escape
Yeah,
from
'cause
like
it was
big
just-
town.
Because I went to a little cottage up the top of this mountain overlooking the whole of Prato, and oh my god, that was amazing. That was the best place I've ever been. I just felt like
Yeah.
I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to go to the gigs I went to for the
Nice.
reason.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go take photos. I just wanted to sit there and just look out the window.
Mm.
It was amazing.
Mhm.
It was fucking warm.
Do you have like? See, here's the thing, like with me, that like I have to occasionally do stuff that like really like gets me like stoked about life.
Yeah.
So like I'll like climb a mountain or
Mhm.
like run a marathon or like do like whatever. Like I guess working in movies is kind of cool. But like there's certain things that I do to like remind myself like, oh, like I can do anything. Have you had that yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I
not to
think
be
I've-
condescending, but like you are younger, so it's like, do you know
I-
that there's a go-to? Like, what does Clark do to like remind himself like, oh, life is dope?
I don't. I really.
Or am I just like saying, oh, I'm just
Okay, I'm
miserable all
I'm
the
gonna
time
bring
with it.
something up that
Yeah.
Paul has heard so many times. I'm gonna start with.
You go to Ed Sheeran
Oh
concerts.
jeez. Oh no, that's not. I have a fascination over forests. I like forests. I think they're very magical. Don't know what is forests. And then we're gonna move on to Wyoming. So there's this.
Oh, okay.
there's
I was
this-
like, I don't know. I didn't know you liked forests.
There's this forest in Wyoming that is just inhumanely enormous. Shouldn't be possible. Like no one in sight for acres and acres and acres
Yeah.
and acres. I just want to go there and be like in the middle of nowhere and just be like, this is it. This is life. This is like, I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's one little hut. That's it.
Is that where the mountain is that has the bear scratchings on it?
I th-
The myth.
It's in Wyoming. Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
talking about,
yeah.
right? There's a big mountain that's round and it's really like almost looks like an inverse crater.
Mhm.
And then it's these vertical lines on it, and they say that like people were like sheltering up there, and this massive bear, mythical bear, was scratching the mountain away,
Yeah.
trying to get at them. I think that's super cool.
Yeah. I hope it's real.
Um,
But yeah, I think that's my moment. Like forests or like nature, I just
so-
kind of think, yeah,
so like just getting out into nature.
yeah,
breathing the
it just
fresh air.
makes me think. Okay, do you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe I've had a day.
Yeah,
There's actually quite fortunate. There's a really nice forest up behind us.
yeah.
Big windmill, looks lovely. Looks over onto Glasgow. But you
Is
can go
that where
deep
we
into
did
that. That's what we did.
70s photo shoot.
We did an 80s photo shoot. Yeah,
80s photo shoot.
80s photo
forget.
shoot. That was fun. That was ages ago as well.
Yeah, it was.
Paul fit into a size like 8 women's.
I forgot about that.
You can see that if you go on my Instagram.
Those were the worst fitting trousers I've
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
worn in my life.
It was the funniest thing ever because me and Ailey were waiting, and I was like, Ailey, is it gonna be tight?
Oh, at the changing room.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
in Primark or Primark, however you weird people want to call it.
Primark.
I say it's Primark.
Do you?
Yeah. What'd you say?
Primark.
Yeah.
Primark.
Primark.
I felt if I was Canadian, fresh off the boat, and I just read the sign, I'd say, "Oh, let's go to Primark."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I know things now.
Okay. So
I
what
would
would you?
just, I'd say Primark,
Okay. Good.
probably.
Okay.
But then I think a Londoner would say Primark
Primark.
because I'm reading it in
Let's get a
someone I know's voice.
Primark. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so I was like, it's gonna be pretty tight. It's gonna, because we were looking everywhere for a perfect thing. We thought they're great, so we got them. You tried them on. They worked perfectly. You came out, kind of turned around, done like a woman's pose, and we were like, "Oh, look at his ass!" Right? And then Ailey was like, oh, and she turned around. You turned around, so it was tight in the back. It was tight in the front.
Yeah.
And Ailey went, "Oh my god!" and then ran around the thing, and it was the funniest. She didn't come back out until you were changed.
Wait, why did she run? Because it was just like
Because it was like
hilarious.
No, because it was tight round the front as well. She was
Oh
like,
my god.
and she ran round one of the stalls. I was like, okay,
It's not.
yeah, it wasn't his fault. Yeah,
Not my fault. Wasn't there someone? You said there was another girl there. Was like laughing or something.
yeah.
It was fun. It's
Yeah.
fun trying
But
on
that was-
women's clothing.
yeah.
Why not?
I mean,
Let's do it.
you kept the shirt as well. It was a nice shirt.
I like that shirt a lot.
Yeah.
I wear it sometimes.
Mhm.
From time
You
to
look
time.
like Freddie Mercury. Maybe put up a little photo
Yeah.
for you guys on YouTube.
Yeah.
That he did look like Freddie Mercury.
I had the
Crazily,
mustache.
yeah.
I was like the guy that didn't get the role in Bohemian
Yeah,
Rhapsody,
yeah.
basically.
You did look like him a lot.
I was
Though.
lamenting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we'd done the hair differently, if we'd done like a white wife beater tank top, and then if we did like short, slick back black hair, then it would have been good because I
Yeah.
have like the nose.
Yeah, and the mustache is
and-
perfect for it.
Yeah.
And you kind of
And
same.
if I did like the little overbite.
Yeah, same-
'cause Freddie has like
same skin color as well and stuff. It's just,
Yeah.
you just look
Yeah.
like
that.
Freddie.
What is Freddie Mercury's? Was he like Algerian, half Algerian,
oh,
Indian?
I think it was Indian, but I
Is he
think it
Indian?
was also maybe something
He
else.
might have been mixed race. I don't remember. I'm trying to think of the movie. I think both of his
Wasn't
parents were
it
Indian.
wasn't Lebanon? Wasn't Lebanon?
No,
I don't know why I thought it was Lebanon now.
but the
I think it is
complexion
Indian.
would go with like a complexion of like a Lebanese person.
Mhm.
I think he was Indian. Yeah.
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 What was his name again?
I don't remember.
Balthazar. I don't know. Balthazar.
Balthazar. That sounds like a bad guy in
It is
World of
actually.
Warcraft or
It's-
something.
it is a
Level
bad guy.
88 Balthazar coming at you.
Sounds like one of the enemies in a Tenacious D song.
Yeah. Well, Beelzebub.
Beelzebub. That's what I'm getting it from.
Yeah.
Balthazar.
Do you know what else you would? Well, we need to watch a bit more of Tarantino's body of work.
Yes,
because
we
The Hateful Eight is set in Wyoming.
Yeah.
And
I'm excited to watch that. Yeah.
yeah, we should watch that. I maybe do that tonight.
We could.
If you want.
Depends what time it is.
True. Oh yeah.
Well, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
What are you doing tomorrow?
A lot actually.
You
but
bitch.
yeah, it's all right. I'll be up. Yeah, that's set in Wyoming, and it's like this very snowy, wintry kind of vibe. Not what you're thinking of, because you're thinking of like dense forest with
Yeah.
and probably summer.
Yeah.
But-
So, you know what? If you're up for it, Paul, in a few years' time, if we have enough money from this to make a little trip to Wyoming, I hope you'll come with me.
I'll be around.
Yeah.
I mean, my 5-year plan is to conquer the world. Not actually, but what I want is to be making movies.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
if I'm not doing that in 5 years, then I'll be quite upset. But
Mhm.
what I've already got going on is pretty great.
Yeah.
So, I work as a background extra right now, finishing up college. As
Mhm.
soon as I finish up college, turn Makeshift into a filmmaking company, and then
Yeah.
we're good to go. So
Yeah.
it's all good.
We'll always keep the YouTube videos, though. Probably.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But we'll also just make a company out of it.
Yeah.
Which is the plan. Like, YouTube will stay the same. Stupid little BTS videos.
Mhm.
Abandoned videos.
There can just always be more.
Yeah, there will be more. But I
Yeah.
think once we get to a point that we're getting enough, like, maybe views and stuff in,
Yeah.
I think we'll put more of the scripted and serious things like short films, skits onto maybe a Makeshift films account.
Yeah. It's all
I
just
say maybe
it's all
we've
the
already
progression.
we've already made the logo and the theme.
Yeah.
We've already got it all.
It's coming. It's just down. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's just you know, it's always
Not needed
room for
right now.
growth.
Yes.
It's a natural progression of what I want to do,
But we need
what
to-
you want to do. It's just gonna
Yeah,
happen.
it'll take time, but we need to grow this first before we put it another channel up.
Yeah. It's like why split the focus.
Mhm.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, it's been a busy first few months,
Yeah, man.
and it'll get busier.
Especially when we were really motoring at the first like 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
we're like, remember that was like only a week ago,
Yeah.
or remember that was only 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And now here we are. We've got 7,000, 6,000 views over YouTube.
6,500 views.
So things are coming together.
And
We're getting
overall-
close to the first goals that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our goal was to reach nearly 100 or 100 at New Year's,
Yeah.
which, I mean, we're not far away.
We're not far away.
We're not there. We
We
could
did
have
come
done
up.
better,
We
probably.
probably came up short.
Yeah, but you know, you never know. It might. Everyone subscribe if you haven't. If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, or you're watching a clip, if this is clipped on anything you're on, please go to your YouTube and subscribe. It would be really appreciated.
Yeah.
We're really trying here, and we think this has potential.
We want to see more of you.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you as well.
Yeah.
Tell us something. Tell us what you got for Christmas. And if it's you're listening to this on Christmas Eve, which is the intended premiere of the podcast, then tell us what you want or don't. It's up to you. But yeah, we're filming this a few days before Christmas, so
Alright.
yeah, I think it'll be good. I think you all have a beautiful Christmas, and we'll see you next year.
Cool.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Ciao.
Ciao. Anyway, goodbye.